Say, kids, what time is it? Oh, well, howdy doody, kids. And howdy, Buffalo Bob. Well, howdy there, Mr. Doody. And boys and girls at home and kids in the gallery, let's go. Boy, you know, these days, Howdy Doody's really climbing. Every day at the circus, well, everybody is just climbing over each other with excitement because of all that oil that we found. Well, now, wait a minute, Howdy. Not we found it. It's the oil well that Dilly and Willie found. But, you know, actually, Dilly and Willie, well, they have no idea as to who that belongs to. All we know, kids, is that the oil well and the seltzer well, too, belong to somebody who lives here at the circus. Now, there are 16 of us here at the circus, and one lucky one of us is going to be rich. Gosh, I wonder who, Howdy, you know that? Who do you think? Gosh, I don't know, Buffalo Bob, but we have one clue, and it's the clue. It's that rock with a picture of a horse on it. So, well, gosh, maybe Willie's dug up some more clues, Buffalo Bob. Let's go in the back and find out. All right, Howdy, a good idea. Kids, will you excuse me just a minute? We're going to see if Oil Well Willie has got any new clues. We'll be back in just a second or two. Now, Howdy.
I tell you, this may prove to be the greatest thing that ever happened to me. I mean us. See, you are making trouble again, Phineas. If I can prove that oil well is mine, I'll have millions. Yes, millions. I'll get everything I want. I'll be the boss around here. Do you hear, Don Jose? You're making trouble again, Phineas. I'll be the richest man in the world. I'll own the circus. I'll be boss. Howdy Doody and Buffalo Bob. They'll work for me. Me? Oh, you are making trouble again. I know what I'll do. I'll make Howdy Doody work. And work and work and work and work. I'll make him sweep. Yes, that's what I'll do. I'll make him sweep the dirt out of the circus every day. You are making trouble again, Phineas. Yes, and then I'll make Buffalo Bob. I'll make Buffalo Bob sweep the dirt back in. And then I'll make Howdy Doody sweep the dirt back out. That's what I'll do. There isn't that much dirt around here, Brother Phineas. You are making trouble. Oh, Don Jose, I'll tell you what I'm making. I'm making me boss. As soon as I prove that oil is mine, and, oh, yes, and a little for you, too, brother. Let me see, I could let you have the other well. The seltzer well, Don Jose. See, trouble, 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 trouble.
I'm an Indian princess. Oh, I guess Howdy's awake for a moment. My, but the news is exciting. Imagine a whole big oil well. Anybody would want to own that, whether you're a man or a woman or a girl or a boy or a cook or a doctor or a cowboy or even an Indian. Oh, even I would like very much to own an oil well. But I could never be that lucky. I'd find Howdy later. I wonder where he could have gone.
Oh, boy, if I owned an oil well, I'd never have to wrestle again. And I haven't liked wrestling ever since the time Clarabelle threw that chocolate custard pie with the whipped cream and crushed butter pecan nuts in my face, too. And, he beat me. Oh, no, sir, but oil wells. Wowee. That's the life for me. Oh, let Clarabelle have the seltzer well. It's oil wells for ugly sin.
Oh, say, kids, I found Willie. Yeah, I found Willie and... Clarabelle. Hey, Clarabelle. Clarabelle, wake up! What are you dreaming about? Well, Clarabelle, what's... in seltzer bottles? Now, Clarabelle, put that seltzer bottle away. You've been a good clown, but I want you to start with that seltzer bottle.
Bob!
Oh, yes, Willie, yes.
Tell the kids, will you?
Kids, this is wonderful. Now, you know, Oilwell Willie told me that he flew back to Arizona, and he found another clue last night. Yes, sir, another piece of rock. Show it to the kids, will you please,
sir.
Willie?
Well,
now, you see this one.
This is it right
This
here.
is another special piece of rock, and this is a picture of a man.
That's right.
And, boy, that really looks like an old man. He has pretty big feet there, do you notice?
Oh,
and show him that first clue, Willie. Where's that first clue that you have?
I got that one right here under my arm. Here
Oh, yes. Now, you see, kids, there is the first clue, that picture of a horse.
Yes, sir. A man and a horse.
Yeah, now, these two clues...
Yes, or any other clues that we may find out there.
...are supposed to help us figure out which one of us here at the circus owns those wells.
That's right.
Somebody's great-great-great-grandfather left these clues hundreds of years ago.
Yes, sir. And you know what I'm going to do?
What, Willie?
I'm going to put my thinking cap on. Yes, sir, and I'm going to try to figure out about these clues.
Yes, do that.
Yes, sir. A horse and a man with big feet.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now,
You think about it. What?
I wish that the inspector were around. You know, he's the guy to handle this. Yes, sir. I got to think some more about this. Let me see. There's a horse and a man. And they're supposed to point to one person, just one person that lives in our circus. Whew. This is tough. Yes, sir, I've had no luck yet, Buffalo Bob.
Yeah, well, now, look, Willie, you've got a lot of thinking to do there, so you take all the time that you need. Maybe after the movie, the pieces might fit together, all right?
Okay, that's okay.
You be thinking about that now,
All
the
right,
man
I'll
and the
think.
horse. The man and the horse. Well, we'll let Willie think about it, kids. Meantime, come on, you kids come in and look at our scope doodle here, because it's old-time movie time here on the Howdy Doody Show. And we have a movie today with the boys and girls who live around Toonerville. And do you remember what their name is? What's this fella's name here? Mickey? McGuire. You're right, Mickey McGuire and all his little pals. Well, now, it's a big, big day in Toonerville, kids, because they're going to have a great, big, old-fashioned rodeo. And I know what you kids, I know you kids know what a rodeo is, don't you? Who knows what a rodeo is? Here, this little fella, stand up, sonny. What's your name? What is it, real loud?
Alan Javero.
All right, Alan, what's a rodeo?
A rodeo with cowboys riding a wild steer.
Yes.
And broncos.
That's right. And what else do they do?
I don't know what.
Try to rope calves, don't they? And they try to ride those great big Brahma bulls. Did you ever see that? They try to ride wild horses that have never been ridden before. Oh, they have wonderful, wonderful exhibitions. And they're going to have a rodeo out here in Toonerville, and all the gang is getting ready for it. Now, if you'll notice, here's Mickey, Mickey's little girlfriend, and his little boyfriend, Olaf. That's Odolph Fortwangler, that little boy there with the hat on. That's Eddie Fortwangler's brother. I think you've seen Eddie Fortwangler in some of our movies. This is Olaf Fortwangler. He's Tana Reinhold's third cousin, I think. You remember Tana? She was on the show before. So Mickey's got a little seat rigged up for his little girlfriend's sister to watch the rodeo. And now Mickey has to shoe the horses. And that's Davy Davis there, the fellow with the little derby hat on. That's Davy Davis. Now look, they've got some firecrackers, and they're going to have some fun with Mickey. Now, boing! Did you see that? He threw the firecracker right in the fire. He says, now watch this, we'll do it again. This will be a lot of fun. He throws one in, and watch what happens. Boing! It goes off again. Now here's little Freddie. Now watch, he's going to play a little trick. He lights the firecrackers in the back of his pants, and there they go off. He thought he was going to fool him for all the tricks that he played on Mickey, and he really did. Well, now here comes the big day of the rodeo. Now, the lead boy, the boy with the lead pony there, that's Eddie Fortwanger. We've seen him before. That's Cappy and Alma's boy. I think you remember them. They live right across the street from Tana Reinhold. I think you kids know that. Lou Ficker and Lizzie Schmutzler and all those girls live right in that same neighborhood. Teddy Rom and that whole gang. Well, anyway, here comes the first exhibitionist, and he is doing pretty good feat there with that rope. And Mickey says, Freddie, he says, do you think I can do that with a rope? And Freddie says, well, no, Mickey. He said, he's a real cowboy. He's practiced that all his life. And Mickey says, well, gee, he says, my girlfriend is here, and she's watching the rodeo, and her little brother is there, and I wish I could do something. And Freddie says, well, I got an idea. He said, look, he says, we'll take this piece of metal, and he says, we'll tie a rope around it, and he says, we'll pretend that you're looping it, and actually all you'll be doing is swinging the great big piece of metal. So Mickey is going to come out and show off himself, and he's doing pretty well there. Gee, I hope they don't find out that it's just a piece of metal that he's got. And the gang isn't clapping so much when Mickey does. As a matter of fact, they all boo him. They say, that wasn't very good. See, they see that it's just a piece of metal there. Now watch what Davy Davis does. He throws the rope and he lassos Mickey and he drags him away. And Mickey says, now that's a fine thing, Davy. What sense is that? And now here we're back and we see the ringmaster again. I think you remember the ringmaster. That's little Teddy Eichhoff. That's Hulda Eichhoff's brother. Oh, Mickey did pretty well there. Now Mickey's going to give a little exhibition of riding himself. Now there's Davy Davis showing that he can ride pretty well. Mickey says, I can do just as well as you. Look, Ma, no hands. And the gang at the circus is cheering like mad. And now, here comes the calf roping contest. And Davy Davis gets him, and everybody cheers, but just as he goes to take a bow, the calf runs away, and it pulls Davy Davis right off his horse. So now watch what they're going to do. Instead of a Texas Longhorn, they got a doggy there with a big horn tied onto the back of him. Mickey goes to jump and get him. He got the horn, but he missed the dog. So he throws it away and he says, oh, how am I going to impress my girlfriend if I can't do any better than this? So now they got another event coming up. There's a greased pig. And the pig gets they evidently take a pig there and they put a lot of grease on him. And the kids try to catch him. And that greased pig is running like greased lightning, too. That's Hulda Eichhoff's boy there, that's Lou Ficker's cousin. The third boy running there, if you remember. there's Eddie Fort Wrangler and all the kids running like mad. So they're all trying to get the greased pegs. You hope they get them. And they do, but look what happens. That boy fell on the poor pig, and they flattened him out completely. Oh, they throw him, though, and the pig runs away. And, kids, it looks like that's the end of the movie. That was a pretty good movie there, wasn't it? Howdy, oh, Clarabelle, wait a minute. Where are you going? We're going out to eat. All right, well, you go ahead. Now, you know, kids, Clarabelle has behaving just wonderfully the last couple of days. But I still always like to keep an eye on you. Goo-goo to you, too, Clarabelle. All right, you have a good lunch. You know, kids, actually, it's surprising the way that Clarabelle's behaving. He's been such a wonderful clown the past couple of days, and it surprises me, too. Because if you remember, about 2 days ago, the Flubadub, you know, that silly Flubadub, told Clarabelle that there was a seltzer well out west near the oil well. And, of course, Clarabelle ran away for a day, and I'm sure that he went out to Arizona to look for that seltzer well. But Clarabelle came back right away, and since he's been back, he hasn't started any trouble at all. Hasn't mentioned the seltzer well, hasn't tried to get the clues away from Willie and tried to sneak them away. Matter of fact, he hasn't even come up to me and said that he thought the clues meant him, Howdy. Gosh, that's right, Buffalo Bob, and I know I've been expecting Clarabelle to say that, too. To say that he thinks he's the lucky one who's going to own both the seltzer well and the oil well. But oh, gosh, Buffalo Bob, listen. That's the walkie-talkie scope, and Dilly Dally must be calling us. That's right, Howdy, that means more news. Maybe more clues. Let's hear from him. Get the talkie scope all set here, and we'll talk to Dilly Dally. All right, let's hear it, Dilly. Dilly! Go ahead, Dilly.
Hey!
Go ahead, Dilly.
Hey, gang! Guess what? I found another coup! Ouch! I found a coup! More oil sprang up this morning. Yeah, and when it did, the ground practically exploded with it. Oh, lots of pieces of rock flew here and there and all around. And one of them, this one right here, see it in my hand? It's another clue. It's the third clue, and you'll never guess what's on it. Yeah, I'll tell you. It's, see right there? Hey, thunder! Oh, it's gonna rain again. Gee, I don't have my raincoat on. Where'd I put it?
Dilly, what's on the rock, Dilly? What's the clue?
But no, I better get out of here. It's starting to rain. Wildcats and prairie dogs.
What's the clue, Dilly Dally?
I'm getting soaked. Oh,
What's the clue, Dilly? Dilly, what's the clue?
I've got to get out of here. I'll bring the clue to the circus.
Yeah, but, Dilly, oh, it would have to rain now. Howdy, do you realize, and kids, Arizona has less rain than any state in the United States. And today it has to rain. But you know something, kids? Dilly did find another clue. And he's going to be bringing it back to the circus, Howdy. Say, I'll tell you what I better do, kids. I better let Oil Well Willie know about this other clue right away, because maybe this third clue will make it easier for us to figure out everything. You know, Willie was right when he said before that we could use the inspector, because the inspector could really help us here. He's been off on a secret trip for the past 8 months, but I'm going to tell Willie about that third clue now. Oh, Willie, Oil Well Willie.
Come over here to Papa, Clarabelle. Come here. Listen, Clarabelle, listen. I have an idea for you. Yes. Now, look, I don't have much time out here now, so listen to me very quickly, Clarabelle. Now, you know that out in Arizona there are 2 wells, a seltzer water well and an oil well. Well, now, I would guess, just a guess, of course, that you would like to have that seltzer well and own it all by yourself? Wow. Well, all right. And I would like to own the oil well. Yes. Oh, thank you, Clarabelle. Now, Oil Well Willie is studying these clues because the clues will tell who gets the 2 wells. And so far, the clues don't point to anybody in particular. Well, now, here's my idea. Since you want the seltzer well, and you do, don't you? And I want the oil well, let's you and I work together. I tell you what we do. Let's spend the whole weekend, just you and I, thinking of how those two clues point to us. And let's figure out something real simple. The clue with the man on it, well, he has big feet. And so do you, don't you? Yeah, you have big feet, too. And the one with the horse, well, after all, I'm an animal. And maybe I could say that my great-great-great-grandfather was a horse. Anyway, some story like that might sort of make Oil Well Willie believe that the wells belong to us. Ah, good. Now look at me, Clarabelle. If either one of us wins the wells, we'll split them. You get the seltzer water well, and I'll take the oil well, okay? It's a deal, huh? Okay, we're partners. Okay, we're buddies. Right, we're in this together through thick and thin. Now, let's shake on it. Oh, no, wait a minute. I don't have any hands to shake with, just flap it. Let me see. Oh, Clarabelle, let me see. What can we do? Oh, Clarabelle, I'm not a little poodle. Well, okay, then. Listen, now, we work on this together, Clarabelle. Remember, and Monday we tell our story to Buffalo Bob.
Okay, Willie, fine. Now, you keep looking at those 3 clues. That's right, Willie. Say, kids, this is great. And Dilly Dally, we hope, will be here on Monday with the 3rd clue. Well, kids, with the telephone. That's a funny time for the phone to ring. Just about ready to close up for the weekend. I wonder who could be calling us here, Howdy. Bob Smith speaking. Howdy Doody.
Howdy, Buffalo Bob. Guess who this is?
Howdy. Kids. The inspector.